If you are like me and you want fewer gun restrictions, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. On Monday, the Supreme Court announced that they were going to hear a Second Amendment case. The date has not been set as far as I know. I saw somewhere that it could be in the fall, but the case in question is New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus the City of New York. They argue that it is unconstitutional to limit the concealed carry rules and restrictions that New York City has in place. As you know, New York City has some of the strictest gun laws in all of the country, and despite having these strict gun laws, crime and violent crimes, homicides, they're all on the increase. Whether that has to do with the climate, the COVID climate, but whatever it may be, definitely an increase in violent crimes. And the right to protect yourself doesn't stop where your home ends. There are two types of permits that you can apply for in New York City, and one is a concealed carry permit and the other is a premise. And I believe the document in question, which I'll link down below, it's public knowledge, I reviewed it, I read it, this is my opinion of it. It says that you are not allowed to carry, if you have a permit, a premise permit, you are not allowed to carry outside of your home. Then there was brought into question, well, what if I'm going from home to a shooting range, or if I'm going home to a second home, I'm not allowed to carry. And if I did, then I would stop, and then you're carrying. But it was heard and it was made moot that you are allowed to carry to a range, you are allowed to carry to a secondary home. But with the uptick in violence, there are more and more Americans that are first-time gun owners, and they want to protect themselves. They don't want to be subject to the violence or, God forbid, be killed. So definitely this is an important landmark case that is very important for Second Amendment rights moving forward. In these restrictive states and cities with restrictive gun laws, criminals don't care about the law. That's what makes them criminals. So if they are arming themselves with whatever they can get their hands on, why are these law-abiding citizens being denied the right to carry and protect themselves? To justify their reasonings behind these travel restrictions, the City of New York said that there were three rationales: that it was necessary for public safety concerns, that if the licensee transporting their firearm said or got into an altercation, that they would use it, they'd be tempted to use their firearm to defend themselves. And third, it allows the patrol officer, their words, not mine, to check up on the licensee to make sure that they were using it in the manner in which they described they would. In the document, it said that people were saying they were going to the range where they actually weren't, but they were carrying their firearm with them, which New York City deems that illegal. And in my opinion, those are not real rationale. They are just excuses to keep you disarmed. What's not to say for the second one, where you get into an altercation, that is a criminal who has an illegal firearm and you have no way to defend yourself. And then the third one, with the patrol officer doing checks on you, I mean, what is that? Is government overreach. It is absurd that you have to keep it at home because they want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. It's overreach, and it's unconstitutional. If the Supreme Court were to rule that these restrictions were unconstitutional, it will lay the groundwork for easing restrictions in some of these heavily restricted cities and states. It would give more Americans more access to bear arms, which is the Second Amendment, which is absolute, and it would help protect law-abiding citizens against the criminals, because criminals don't care about the law, and that's what makes them criminals. So if you got anything out of this, give me a like, leave a comment with your opinion down below, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.